Coming to you pre-recorded from my apartment, this is Parasocial Dude with a Rob Has a Website webcast spin-off, Parasocializing 106. Pleasure reading, where after flexing our brain muscles for the past 5 weeks, we have a little fun instead with our parasocial pals in the Big Brother 15 house. Coming up on the show, we have future fight pre-enactments, the DR of the day, Big Bro Breeders, the Cringiest clip, Parasocial prescriptions, tweet checks, and finally, Big Brother Special Guest Edition plays out at the end of the show with extra special guest, Poppy Montgomery. But first, can you smell the headbutts and throat slits soon to come this season? What's a season of Big Brother without a little brawling? So based on what we've seen so far, here are the likeliest physical altercations we can count on seeing in the house. Fight 1. Aaron versus Alyssa. Aaron slings Alyssa a stank look, propelling Alyssa into a mad fury. She rushes over to Aaron, but thinks twice about showing aggression in the house. But it's too late. She's awoken Aaron's inner beast, and the two crash into each other. Alyssa pops an implant. They struggle and sort of teeter back and forth for a bit before Aaron tries to give Alyssa her signature spin smack. Alyssa's limberness as a yoga instruction enables her to avoid the maneuver, and she counters with a crotch kick, sending Aaron straight to the medic. Fight 2. Amanda v. Spencer and Howard. Sick of Amanda dominating the house, Spencer and Howard team up to kick Amanda's ass. They wrestle a little bit and try out some new moves on each other, but eventually Amanda claws out their eyes, grows 4 times her normal size, and then, in proper man-eating form, feasts on her feisty male competitors. Fight 3. Candace versus the girls. Candace is minding her own business when Gina Marie and Aaron come up and start harassing her for liking her bed horizontal. Helen and Alyssa get in on it, knowing Candace is a huge threat to win the game if she makes it too far. Candace is forced to hide under her bed when the ghost of Howard returns to give the girls a real fright. By George, those were some exciting imaginary conflicts, if I do say so myself. Next up, we are going to take a break from all the violence and get our zen on with the best talking head of the episode. Alyssa needs her yoga.
Being trapped inside the Big Brother house as a calm yoga instructor has been an upward battle. You're always doing yoga. But I've luckily found options all over the house to do yoga. I'll do it anywhere.
This is so awkward. I feel like I'm watching Cirque du Soleil Sandwich Edition.
Sandwich Soleil.
But it feels really good. This is what it's come to, Big Brother. Sorry, guys. I'll break out the yoga moves, and I just tune everyone out. How far am I from my feet?
Maybe a foot.
We have seen the future offspring of house guests mused upon in competitions in the past. However, there has never been an explicit mashup of guests that might actually breed in real life. So let us take a look at some of the couples in the current house and what their babies might end up looking like. Our first couple, Amanda and McCrae, were they bold enough, could spawn little McCranda, whom will have the smug lips of Amanda and stoner eyes of McCrae. Amanda will refuse to breastfeed young McRanda, noting the sensitivity of her newly augmented chestal units, and McCrae will be proud his free pizza privileges will keep his baby fat and happy. Amanda will insist the baby gets earrings immediately. Our second couple, Howard and Candace, upon sexing, will bring forth the adorable Canward into the world. Baby Canward has the curious ears of his father Howard and the uneven hairline of his beloved mother Candace. Young Canward will grow to resent his parents' handling of the racism they faced in the Big Brother house. Our final baby-making house guest, Jesse and Judd. Together they are able to pop out the light-hearted but mentally challenged Jedzi. Jedzi's lazy eye and slurred speech may hold her back in life, but to her parents, she's just perfect. The cringiest clip of the week would have to go to Erin and her pronunciation lesson.
Oh, look, these are called zings.
Zings.
I asked for, well, I asked. You've got me saying act. I just said asked instead of asked.
Okay, the next segment is called Parasocial Prescriptions because we get to give the house guests the right medication for what ails them. First up, Gina Marie will be given Zoloft to help her deal with the depression and anxiety she has experienced since her beloved Nick has gone. This diagnosis is supported by statements like, "I miss my Nicky baby. You think he is sexing up some scrub in the real world?" Then we have to give a big bottle of lithium to Erin to help her deal with the bipolar tendencies that have emerged in the house. Clearly, she is the most in need of this mood stabilizer. Amanda will be given estrogen supplements to combat the masculinity that oozes from her being. Her nip hairs may keep her warm at night, but they aren't doing anything for her feminine wile. Conversely, McCrae should be prescribed testosterone so that he might actually grow the balls to stand up to Amanda every once in a while. Finally, Jessie should be prescribed that fictional drug in Limitless that makes people way smarter because she is just about as dim as a housemate gets. Next up, we examine the tweets of evicted housemates to see whom they are rooting for now. First one out this season, David Girton, recently wrote about his ex-housemate Gina Marie, comparing her laugh to that of a hyena's yipping and yapping. The esteemed Nick Uhas lends his support to Howard, insisting he is both loyal and a physical behemoth. Finally, the last person evicted, Caitlin, diverts her attention from the Big Brother house to let the world know she is chewing gum that is embedded with sand. She is as fascinating outside of the house as she was in it. Most every season, there are special guests on the show that host either luxury competitions or have-not challenges. In past seasons, we have seen the likes of Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, Neil Patrick Harris, Jeremy Piven, and even Tori Spelling enter the house. In this season, the house was lucky enough to have Poppy Montgomery MC the challenge. In light of this amazing cameo, it seemed appropriate to consider a version of Big Brother where only the special guests played, and pick up with it from the final 5, following Jeremy Piven's expulsion from the house, and where Neil Patrick Harris has just won HOH and put up fellow former BB special guests, Will Ferrell and Tori Spelling. In the privacy of the diary room, Mark Wahlberg gives his vote to evict, saying, "Hey Julie, sweetie, I vote to evict my The Other Guy's co-star, Will Ferrell, because he is funnier than I am, and that really pisses me off." Poppy Montgomery enters the diary room and also votes to evict Will, after reminding us who she is again. With a vote of 2-0, Will Ferrell is evicted from the house. Needless to say, he doesn't take it well. Following his eviction, the remaining house guests compete in the second-to-last HOH competition of the season called Star Jumper. Whichever house guest can jump the longest will win HOH. After bouncing furiously for only a few seconds, Wahlberg gets a cramp and falls off the trampoline. The girls continue to bounce when finally Poppy Montgomery can take no more and relinquishes the HOH to Tori Spelling. With Tori in power, she puts up Wahlberg and Neil Patrick Harris. It is all up to Poppy, as she casts the only vote determining who makes it to the final 3. She evicts Marky Mark, to his dismay. In the final HOH, there are 3 parts, and the first is endurance. In a spin the bottle off, Neil Patrick Harris forfeits immediately, having no interest in catching whatever VD his fellow lady celebs might have. Then after some serious smooching, Tori Spelling outkisses Poppy, winning the first part of In the second part, Neil takes on Poppy for the chance to play in part 3 against Tori. The game? Cornhole, where Neil whoops Poppy 5-0. Neil goes on to beat Tori in the final trivia portion of the HOH and is forced to decide who to compete against in the final 2. He chooses Poppy with little hesitation. At the finale, Julie Chen asks the finalists why they think they deserve to be the winner of Big Brother. Special guest edition. Poppy answers by saying, "Hi, I'm Poppy." Then Neil Patrick Harris explains that Poppy is not a real celebrity like him and that she might be the worst special guest Big Brother has ever had on the show. The votes are cast, and Julie reports, with a vote of 7-0, "Neil Patrick Harris, you are the winner of Big Brother." Suddenly outraged, Will Ferrell gets up from his seat and blurts out that he, in fact, had voted for Poppy, not Neil. Julie Chen reminds him, even were that true, Neil would still win, and perhaps Will Ferrell should just sit the hell down and shut the F up. Until next time, thanks for parasocializing, get affected,